We have another lesson, this time more on Romantic sculptures and Neo-Gothic architecture. Welcome back to my channel, The Hobbyist Artist. Today, we will discuss about the Romantic sculptures and the famous sculptors. Also, we will discuss what is Neo-Gothic. We have another topic about history of arts. This time, Romantic sculptures and Neo-Gothic architectures. If you love arts, subscribe now on my YouTube channel. Also, like us on Facebook and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Now, let's have a roll call about Romanticism and what is their characteristics of the paintings and sculptures. Let's have a roll call about the previous lesson. Romanticism is a movement in which the artists of neoclassical period sought to break a new ground in the expression of emotions, both subtle and stormy. Now, here are the characteristics of Romanticism. We have shows the height of action, emotional extremes, celebrated nature as out of control. We have dramatic compositions and heightened sensation. This is life and death. Now let's discuss about Romantic sculptures, artists, and architectures. Here are the descriptions about Romantic sculptures. Romantic sculptures can be divided into works that concern the human world and those that concern the natural world. The leading sculptors of each type were Rude and Barye. Romantic art focused on emotions, feelings, and moods of all kinds, including spirituality, imagination, mystery, and fervor. The subject matter varied widely, including landscapes, religion, revolution, and peaceful beauty. Let's go now to the famous sculptors of the Romantic period. First, we have Francois Rude. Francois Rude was best known for his social art, which inspires and captured the interest of a world public. He rejected the classical repose of the late 18th and early 19th centuries French sculpture in favor of a dynamic, emotional style and created many monuments that stirred the public for generations. Here are his sculptures. First, we have the departure of volunteers, known as the La Marseillaise. This work portrays the goddess Liberty urging the forces of the French Revolution onward. Sorry for the censored. Next, we have Joan of Arc. She is depicted as a young woman with flowing dress holding and resting a helmet, with her left hand as she raises her right hand as if she hears something. Joan of Arc made a saint in 1920 by Pope Benedict XV. Who was this girl, Joan of Arc? According to history.com, Joan of Arc, a peasant girl living in medieval France, believed that God had chosen her to lead France to victory in its long-running war with England. With no military training, Joan convinced the embattled Crown Prince Charles of Valois to allow her to lead a French army to the besieged city of Orleans, Europe, where it achieved a momentous victory over the English and their French allies, the Burgundians. We have Anton Louis Barye of France. He was the most famous animal sculptor of all time. He studied the anatomy of his subjects by sketching the residents of the Paris Zoo. Here are his famous sculpture. We have Hercules sitting on bull, now at National Museum at Warsaw. The next one, we have Theseus and the Minotaur, now displayed at Baltimore Museum of Art. Here are the other sculptures of Barye. From the left, Charles VII, the Victorious, now at Walter's Art Museum. The middle, we have Lapit combating a centaur. And the last one on the right, Roger and Angelica mounted on the hippogriff. In romantic sculpture, okay, hindi nawawala dito yung tinatawag natin na proportionalism ng isang human figure. It also includes animal figure. Okay, when you make a sculpture, it should be proportion and it should be realistic. And now modern sculptures, some are distorted, some are they call this. It's like a what they call this. It's an abstract. Okay, during the time of Romanticism and Neoclassicism, most of the sculptures were in a human subject and proportion. Let's go now to the other forms of architecture: the Gothic Revival, Victorian Gothic, and Neo-gothic. Gothic Revival is also referred to as Victorian Gothic or Neo-gothic. Gothic Revival is an architectural movement that began in the late 1740s in England. Here are the famous architects of Neo-gothic. We have Charles Barry, one of the architects of Neo-gothic or Gothic Revival in England and chief architect of the British House of Parliament or British Houses of Parliament. Here is the British House or Houses of Parliament. The Houses of Parliament, also known as the Palace of Westminster, serves as the meeting place for both houses, the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The two houses of the Parliament of the United Kingdom, informally known as Houses of Parliament, after its occupants. The palace lies on the north bank of the River Thames in the city of Westminster in central London, England. Next one, we have James Renwick Jr. He designed some of the most famous buildings in America. His eclectic style emerged from his background in engineering, his understanding of history, and his worldly views of art and architecture. Here is his design. We have St. Patrick's Cathedral. And here is the interior of St. Patrick's Cathedral designed by James Renwick. One of the beautiful tourist attraction here in New York City is the St. Patrick's Cathedral in Manhattan. The St. Patrick's Cathedral is a decorated Neo-gothic cathedral in Manhattan. The primary structure erected between 1858 and 1878. This is a prominent landmark of New York City. It is the seat of the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of New York, as well as a parish church. And here are the references. If you learned something in our video presentation, you may comment down below and try to answer this following question and answers. You may get a piece of paper and answer the following. You may pause the video so that you can answer the following questions. If you are done answering, I will post the answer later on the comment section. Thank you for your continued support in my YouTube channel. You may share my video blog or my blog to others so that they will learn also about the history of arts. And don't worry, I will post some speed painting and also some of my bike and mountaineering adventures. Thank you so much for your support, and may God bless us all, and stay safe.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell for notifications. And also, like us on Facebook, The Hobbyist Artist. Thanks for watching.